तन के तंबूरे में सांसों की तार बोले
राम बोलो जय राधे श्याम बोलो जय सिया राम बोलो जय राधे श्याम बोलो जय सिया राम बोलो जय राधे श्याम बोलो जय सिया राम बोलो जय राधे श्याम
जय सिया
Hello, hello. Oh.
बोलो राम श्री राम बोलो राम जय जय राम बोलो राम श्री राम बोलो राम जय जय राम श्री राम तुम्हारे मंदिर में मैं दीप जलाने आया हूँ मैं दीप जलाने आया हूँ मैं दीप जलाने आया हूँ बोलो राम श्री राम बोलो राम जय जय राम नीरस सुने जीवन में मन के अंधेरे कोनी में नीरस सुने जीवन में मन के अंधेरे कोनी में सांसों की उजली आशा में शुभ ज्योति जलाने आया हूँ शुभ ज्योति जलाने आया हूँ शुभ ज्योति जलाने आया हूँ बोलो राम श्री राम बोलो राम जय जय राम बोलो राम श्री राम बोलो राम जय जय राम पूजन विधि विधान नहीं और सिमरन साधन प्राण नहीं पूजन विधि विधान नहीं और सिमरन साधन प्राण नहीं भरच्छी भक्ति सुजान बरे दो पुष्प चराने आया हूँ दो पुष्प चराने आया हूँ दो पुष्प चराने आया हूँ बोलो राम श्री राम बोलो राम जय जय राम बोलो राम श्री राम बोलो राम जय जय राम बोलो राम
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram. Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram. Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Om. We welcome you to our broadcast this morning, and we hope that you will enjoy participating in it and join us with kirtan, bhajan, prayers, etc. As we pray to Bhagavan Krishna, as it's coming up close to our Bhagavad Yajna, which starts in less than 2 weeks' time. So we ask Bhagavan Krishna if he can take his form for us during our Yajna time. We'll be very happy about that. Oh, Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Balshe Vibhushitakaran Navaniradabat Pitavarad Arunabhimbapalabdharushtat Purnendu जात कृष्णात् परं किमपि तत्त्वमहं न जाने कृष्णात्वदीयदपदपङ्कजपल्जरान्ते अद्वैव मे विशतु मानसराजहंसा प्राणाप्रयाणसमये कफवातपित्तये कल्तावरोधरविधौ स्मरणं कुतस्ते हरे कृष्ण हरे राम राधे गोविंद बोलो
हरे कृष्ण हरे राम
राधे गोविंद
हरे कृष्ण हरे राम राधे गोविंद
हरे कृष्ण हरे राम राधे गोविंद
हरे कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद
श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद
हरे कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद
श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद
हरे कृष्ण हरे राम राधे गोविंद
हरे कृष्ण हरे राम राधे गोविंद
हरे कृष्ण हरे राम
राधे गोविंद
हरे कृष्ण हरे
ओ
राम
राधे गोविंद
हरे कृष्ण हरे राम
राधे गोविंद
हरे कृष्ण हरे राम
राधे गोविंद
हरे कृष्ण हरे राम
राधे
करारविन्दे न पदारविन्दं मुखारविन्दे विनिवेशयन्तं वत्तस्य पात्रस्य पुते शयानं बालं मुकुन्दं मनसा स्मरामि
श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा
हे कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा
श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा
विक्रेतु कामा किल गोपकल्या मोरारिपादा चित्तवेत्तवेत्तिं दद्यादिकम्बो अवशादवोषात् गोविन्द
रे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा
श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे नाथे तिरामा मोह बदल दे
नाथ नारायण मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा
श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे
हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा
श्री कृष्ण राधा वर गोकुलेश गोपाल गोवर्धननाथ विष्णु जिह्वे पिह्वस्व वितमेत देवा
गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेति
गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेते
गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेति
गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेते
गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेति
गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेते
गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेति
गोविंद विंद बोलो गोविंद मेरो है गोपाल मेरो है
गोविन्द मेरो हे गोपाल मेरो हे
गोविंद मेरो है गोपाल मेरो है
गोविन्द मेरो हे गोपाल मेरो हे
बाके बिहारी नंदलाल मेरो है
ओ श्री बाके बिहारी नंदलाल मेरो है
श्री बाके बिहारी नंदलाल मेरो है
ओ श्री बाके बिहारी नंदलाल मेरो है
गोविंद मेरो है गोपाल मेरो है
गोविन्द मेरो हे गोपाल मेरो हे
गोविंद मेरो है गोपाल मेरो है
गोविन्द मेरो हे गोपाल मेरो हे
श्री बाके बिहारी नंदलाल मेरो है
ओ श्री बाके बिहारी नंदलाल मेरो हे
श्री बाके बिहारी नंदलाल मेरो है
ओ श्री बाके बिहारी नंदलाल मेरो हे
गोविंद मेरो every Sunday morning, I always have this trepidation. What shall I tell you that is new? I know that if I told you what I said 3 weeks ago, you would be none the wiser whether it is new or old, because hardly we absorb what I say. Is that true? But today I would like to start with this little saying: master of the mind is master of life. When you can master your mind, you can master your life. Sabaj gaya? If we all understand this, then I don't have to say anything else. This is enough. But we say master our mind and master our lives, because all of us, we have this habit of asking how, but not why. No? How you can behave so stupidly? How can you do this? How can you do this? But we don't ask, why have you done this? So that we can see his way, his reasoning for doing what he's doing. And when you get angry, how can you do this? How can you do that? Without me asking, why did you do this? Why did you do that? Could it be from a past life, these habits have come into him or her, or whatever the case may be, how he has been influenced in his bringing up? We do not ask why. We always ask, how can you do so and so? And to do these things, we have to have mastery of the mind. So I'd like to leave 3 things with you. You must be silent in three reasons why you should be silent. Well, 3 reasons that I think maybe you have more. Try to be silent. Can anyone tell me the first one? When you are?
Angry.
Huh?
Angry. Angry.
When you are angry. You know the silent treatment? Every home has gone through the silent treatment. Is that true? The silent treatment is a very, very deep-seated treatment, by the way. It is much more effective than a non-silent treatment, the silent treatment. Be silent when you're angry. Be silent when you have to listen. Many of us are not silent when we are listening, and so many things pass over our heads because we can't be silent. But the silent I'm talking about is not to be silent of your speech, but the silence of your mind. Silence of the mind, so the mind is free to absorb. When someone is speaking, the mind is free to absorb. And try to be silent when having told a person how you can change, etc., etc., the person does not adopt to these changes. Try to be silent under those circumstances. So we must try to be silent if we want to be the master of our minds. So what have the saints and sages given us? How can we master our mind? We can master our mind through what is known as mantras. Mantras will master, we can use that to master our mind. And what is mantra? Mantra is the vibration and sound meaning. Mantra is vibration, you had it just now. Mantra is vibration and sound. Mantra has no meaning. Om Aim Hrim Klim Chamundaya Biche. What does it mean? Just a name we call it. It has no meaning. And the best mantras are short mantras. Especially for those of us in this age of Kali Yuga, where our mind is hyperactive. You know, like a hyperactive child? Our mind is like is filled with hyperactivity. So you got a small mantra. And the smallest mantra we can have is what? Oh, and I challenge all of you, every one of us, just by saying, oh, you can feel that calmness. You know what is the Om is giving us? A vibration. And this whole creation is all vibration. You know, NASA went up and they've heard the mantra, but it's mantra which is being said in the cosmos. And the mantra could not be heard ordinarily. We have to have a different type of frequency to hear these mantras. And they adjusted in such a way that they heard the mantras of, according to what I read, the Gayatri mantra they've heard. They have heard something about the sun also. So all these things that our rishis and our saints and sages have spoken for thousands of years, they're all there for us to absorb. A mantra, you have to remember, it calms the mind. And with mantra, meditation, you'll see one coming up there. Meditation is the basis for mantra to work. So you meditate, your mind goes to your job. Your mind usually goes to the person that you don't like, or whoever, or whatever, something that you dislike. The mind tends to run away to that. I'm going to go for that person. Like it darts away from you. So for you to do your mantra properly, we meditate with Om, and then whatever the Guru gives you, that mantra. So that meditation is important. And you see a next slide, I hope it is there. Meditation, japa, and meditation, japa, is there another slide there? No? Meditation, japa, and meditation. Meditation, after you meditate, you calm the mind. Then you go Ram, 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 Ram. And when you get tired of that, you meditate again. This is not what I am saying. This is what our Upanishad is saying, what our scriptures are saying. Meditation, japa, and then meditation. It works hand in hand. And what Lord Sri Ram told Shabari in Aranyakand, what is one part of getting to me?
Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama.
Mantra japa Rama, mantra japa mama dhrida vishwasa. Mantra japa mama dhrida vishwasa. Paljama bhajanu sobeda prakasha.
Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama.
Bolo mantra japa Rama, mantra japa mama dhrida vishwasa. Mama
Jap
mama dhrida
Vishwasa.
Paljama bhajanu sobeda prakasha.
Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai
Is something wrong downstairs in the kitchen? I've never seen you all up here before. Okay. Mantra japa mama dhrida vishwasa. Bhagwan Ram told Shabari, mantra japa is one of the easiest way to get to me. There are many texts which says, you know, this person should not say this mantra, that person should not. That's not true. And anyone and everyone should say their mantras. And when you do your mantra jap like that, you will not be comparing and contrasting with what? With people, the person next to you. You wouldn't. Because you know what? You are so filled. You are so satisfied. But because our minds are so chanchal, because our minds are so wanting to be better than the other person, we compare. You see, she has worn this or he has worn that. What shoes he wears. All these things is not important to us. It only causes the mind to get more disturbed. So try not to compare and contrast. And then we don't criticize. Because when you compare and contrast, eventually you'll criticize. So what we do, we try to be silent when we are angry. I said that. We silence when we are angry. Silence when we want to listen. Silent when you have told someone to change, they don't want to change, you keep silent. And then you accept. We must learn to accept those things that we cannot change. What we can change, let us change. If we can change our child, today our children don't go to what we tell them to do. All children are so technologically, they think they are technologically advanced, etc., etc. And our children are brighter now than what they were before. That when we were coming up, children are better than us. So you have to be very careful. What I'm saying today applies to our children also. You can't change them from time to time. You have to have this theory of acceptance. And when you accept and you get your mantra, mantra is only a sound. I want you to remember this. It's a vibration. And quantum physics have now said that everything in this world, in this creation, is vibration. Everything is vibration. Our body is vibration, everything is vibration. And this vibration was talked about a long time by our saints and sages. So vibration and sound and mantra, don't worry about the meaning of the mantra. Don't go and chase, I wonder what this means. Forget about it. It has no meaning. It's a sound that was produced by saints and sages in their deep meditation. They produce these mantras so that we can absorb them. You know how powerful a mantra is? Raja Dashrath had no children. And Raja Dashrath knew that the Lord had promised to come to his home. But he's not coming. So, he could not wait anymore. Why the Lord is not coming? Why the Lord not coming? And then he decided that one day he must go to his, where? To his guru's place. And he said, beautiful, एक बार भूपति मन माही पैगलानी मोरे सुतनाए
जय गुरुदेवा सद्गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा सद्गुरुदेवा
एक बार भूपति मन माही मैं ग्लानि मोरे understand Hindi can follow it because it's very surreal Hindi, very easy Hindi. For those who don't understand Hindi, like the majority of us here, then you sing like me. Guru Griha Gaye, Guru Griha Gaye. Guru, his Guru, Griha, home, Gaye, gone. Turat, immediately, Mahipala, the king. Guru Griha Gaye, Turat Mahipala, Charana Lagi Kari Binaya Vishala.
Jai Guru Deva, Sat Guru Deva, Jai Guru Deva, Sat Guru Deva.
So, when Dashrath was saying that no issue was coming, he went to his Guru's place. So the question was asked to Sri Ram, why? You promised to be born in these people's home. Did you not? You promised to come here. Why are you not coming? He said, because I want people must understand the power of the Guru and the power of mantra. When he went to the Guru's place, the Guru gives him this mantra. He came back home, and doing the japa of this mantra, the Lord came. Not that the Lord can come if we do that mantra. Lord had promised him. But the Lord would like to show to people, you must have that respect for your Guru and have respect for mantras. So whatever mantras you learn today or wherever you learn it, Saraswati mantra, Durga, and you, all mantras we have, one mantra can bring all the desired results. You don't have to go from Durga mantra to Shiva mantra to, so many different. Of course, we have so many gods, right? This is one of our criticism, that we have so many gods. Is that true? But the Vedas tell us, and the Upanishads tell us, Ekam Sat Vipra Bahuda Badanti. The Lord is one, but he's known by many names. But when the English people who went to India, when they came back to England, they write that these heathens, we, idolaters, we don't know anything about God. We worship statues. The same thing, the persons they follow, who they follow, learned this philosophy from the Hindus. So we must not shortchange ourselves as a Hindu. We must be proud of the fact that we have said, our God is Brahman only. But if I tell people, your God is Brahman, they will say, he's got senile now. No, our God is Brahman. But because we can't worship Brahman, who is represented by Omkar, he has given us all these different deities that we can dress, we can bathe, we can put flowers upon, we can put chandan, we can do agarbatti, we can do arti. So it evokes that power of love from within our hearts that we can do these things. This is the reason why mantra jap is so important, because when mantra jap, you can sit by yourself, you can do your mantra. Another great thing about mantra japam is that you do not have to have an altar. You don't have to have a puja place. Here, I'm not saying you should not have a puja place. I'm saying you don't have to have a puja place. If you can take yourself to that level where just by doing the mantra, you can connect with the Supreme, you do not have to have a puja place. You can sit wherever you are and you can communicate with him. And that is known as what? Manas Puja. How is it? Ratnai kalpita asanam vimajalai snanam chadivyambaram danaratna vibhushitam mrigamada modak ankitam chalanam. He said, Lord, I imagine this can only come from japa and mantra. Then that mind can connect like that all by yourself. It's called Manas Puja. What I said at the beginning, mantra comes from the word man. Man means, I forget what man means. Mind. Man means mind. To take it across. Across where? Across to a place where there's absolute peace, calm, and serenity. This is where the mantra take you. And when you do that mantra, you can develop that power of just being there and imagining, Ratnai Kalpita Asanam Himajalai. Lord, I've created a beautiful asana for you. It's made of all sorts of jewels, diamond, gold, rubies. And you don't have to be a miser because you're not spending any money. It's all mental. But some of us, the miserliness is so much in us, we are saying, oh, no. I can't give that kind of, I'll give him a copper asana. Even if it's mentally. So mentally you say, Lord, I give you a beautiful asana. Himachalai stanam, stanam is bathe. Himachalai, from the snowy waters of the Himalayas. I what? I bathe you. Nana ratna vibhushitam mrigadak bodhankankitam chandanam. And then I beautiful chandan. You know, I see people bring some chandan these days. You know, a piece of chalk, you rub it, you get a little chandan or some chandan powder. That's not the chandan the Lord is talking about. The Lord is talking about chandan that is ground by chandan wood on a piece of stone. And that chandan, when it is ground like that, you can smell it. Beautiful smell. But we've become so artificial that He gives us artificial also. And this is the reason why we should say, when you go to our Guru's place and the Guru has given us our mantra, do the japa, and let that sound come into us and purify our hearts. When your hearts are purified, you'll see how you become so detached from things that people run after in this world. You look at people, the more they get, the more they want. Not only to get what they want to show others how much they have. Driving a beautiful car. I like beautiful cars. Everybody likes beautiful cars. I like a beautiful car myself. But driving a beautiful car, well, you have a nice house, but you know what? It's not by Oakville by the lake. I must go there. Oakville by the lake. I know, I've been there. Been there, done that. Anyhow. And this is what you have to think about. The mind must free you. Mantra must free us. We are too bound down. Name dvesharago, name lobhamoho, mado daiva vene, vamatsalya bhava, na dharma na artho,
na kamo na moksha, chidananda rupa, shivoham, shivoham, chidananda rupa,
Shivoham, Shivoham,
chidananda rupa, shivoham, shivoham.
Take a second and read the translation. I have no hatred or dislike, no affiliation or liking, nor greed or delusion, nor pride or haughtiness, nor feelings of envy or jealousy. And when you get this mind developed like that, you'll have what is known as seva bhav. Seva is humility. Seva, when you do for things for people, you know, if you go in the gurudwaras, not the temples, in the gurudwaras, you want to see seva? Go to gurudwaras. Many people, rich people, come with their Mercedes. And you know where they go? They go where the shoe rack is. And they clean people's shoes. They clean people's shoes, and when they come out, they give them their shoes. They feed them. This is seva bhav. We hear all sorts of things about Khalistani, whatever the case may be, that's fine. But if you want to learn about seva bhav, you have to go to Gurdwara. Seva is humility. Same man who cleans the shoes for the devotees that goes to the Gurdwara, when he come home, he slips his shoes off, and his wife asks him, why aren't you cleaning you're cleaning so much shoes, why aren't you looking after your own shoes here? He said, there, I was doing seva. Here, this is my home. I am not doing seva here. Ownership is ego, and seva is humility. See what is written in green? Humility is soul power. Will you all remember all these things? I'm just wasting my time. I have to do research on all these things to put it up here on Sunday mornings. Maybe I should just come and sing bhajan and kirtan because everybody will be happy. Nobody have to remember anything. Because when I ask them back the next week, do you remember this? Oh, never heard about it. Next week I ask them, never heard about it. But seva is humility. And if you want to have any type of spirituality to develop in us, our children, our family, we have to start with humility and show people humility. And when that happens, then all that, Hey Krishna Gopal Hare, Hey Dina Dayal Hare, Krishna Gopal Hare, Hare Dina Dayal Hare,
Krishna Gopal Hare, Hare Dina Dayal Hare.
Tum karta, tum hi karan, tum karta, tum hi karan, हे परम कृपाल हरे, हे ओ कृष्ण गोपाल हरे। सबको गाए भाव से
दीन दयाल हरि।
रथ के रन भूमि में और कर्म योग के बरब बताए, रथ के रन भूमि में और कर्म योग के मरब बताए, अजर अमर है परम तत्व यूं काय के दुख सुख सब जाए, शरणागत की सखा सारथी, शरणागत की सखा सारथी, शरणागत की सदा प्रतिपाल हरे, हे दीन दयाल हरे,
कृष्ण गोपाल हरे, हे
Krishna Gopal Hare Dina Dayal. So, since we spoke about mantra and japa, I think this is a adequate time for us to go into a little bit of meditation. If we can sit in as comfortable a position as possible. We look at our nose with our eyes half closed, and we breathe in and out. If you would like to get a quantification of how you're breathing and breathing out, as you breathe in, you count 1, 2, 3, 4. As you retain the breath, you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. As you exhale, you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In, retain, breathe out. You'll see how the mind becomes calm. The mind becomes calm. Breathe in, and mentally you could do oh. But if you do this exercise, you'll see how it calm your whole system. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathe in and out slowly. Feel your limbs relaxed, your arms, your shoulder. You can shrug it a little bit. Move your neck from side to side. Let it be supple. Don't forget to breathe the breath. In, retain, out. Thank God for everything. Thank Him for the sun. Thank Him for the rains. Thank Him for the plants, flowers. Just be gratitude. Just be grateful. Whether it is God or not, just talk about how grateful you are for all these things. For the earth, animals, birds, flowers. Do that Om silently in your mind. Wherever is paining you in your body, put your energy there. Let your energy go there. If it's your back, if it's your knees, your arms, wherever, head. Oh Lord, how can I repay you? So much you have given to me. He Krishna Gopala Hare, He Daya Hare. Feel the power of the Lord entering into you. Breathe in and out, as I've said earlier. Feel the energy sinking into your body. You would not want to come out of this meditation. It is so beautiful. You're totally detached from the world. Totally detached. You and you alone, sailing on the uncharted waters of the world. The Lord is your guide. Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya.
Asato ma satgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya.
Mrityormaya mritamgamaya.
Om Shanti 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 Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
भक्ति के दीप जलाओ,
भक्ति के दीप जलाओ,
जीवन को स्वर्ग बनाओ,
जीवन को स्वर्ग बनाओ,
जरा से पीड़ मिटाओ,
अमृत रस बरसाओ। ओम शांति शांति शांति।
जीवन को नित महकाओ,
जीवन को नित महकाओ,
सब अवगुण को बिसराओ,
सब अवगुण को बिसराओ,
हर संताप हटाओ,
नारायण को हर्षाओ। ओम शांति शांति शांति, ओम शांति शांति शांति। अस्तु मा सद्गमय, तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय, मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय। ओम शांति शांति शांति, ओम शांति शांति शांति।
ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनापतितमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। Rub our hearts together, put it over our face. Let all that energy come into us. All that energy for this meditation come into us. Make us good souls. Hey Prabhu. सब कोई भाव से
आपस में ज्ञान हमको दीजिए। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे।
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
हरे रामा राम रामा हरे हरे।
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे।
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
हरे रामा राम रामा हरे हरे।
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे। हरे रामा
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
हरे रामा राम रामा हरे हरे।
When Lord Rama left Ayodhya and went to Swarga, heaven, he took everybody with him who was with him. Even the grass of Ayodhya went with him. According to Balmiki Ramayana. You won't find this in Tulsi. Even the grass of Ayodhya went with him. But the Bhojanai was telling me this yesterday. But you know who did not go with him to heaven? Anybody? Hanumanji. Hanumanji never went to heaven with him. Vibhishan never went to heaven with him. Jambavan never went to heaven with him. And there were two little strays he had in his army, they never went with him. They used to go out and binge at night. Binging was since in those days. You think it's only now it's happening? So, why did he not take Hanumanji to heaven? Huh? What? Chiranjeevi. No, yes, Chiranjeevi, yes, I know that. But the boys will tell, like he told me yesterday, why he did not take Hanumanji to heaven? Anybody? Open. Guess. Because Hanumanji said to him, I don't want to go to you to heaven. I want to remain on earth so I can hear your katha every day. Because in heaven, your katha is not being said. You remember when Bhagavad Katha was going to be said by Sri Sukadevji Maharaj? The Devas came with the Amrit and said, look, we are giving this Amrit to let Raja Parikshit live, but give us the Katha. They said, no. So, Katha, this is what we do here today. Katha was one of the reasons why Hanumanji never went to heaven. Vibhishan did not go to heaven because Vibhishan always had in his mind, I would like to be king of Lanka. He didn't have that purity of heart. He said Balmiki Ramayana. And Jambavan, he said to Sri Ram, I don't want to go to heaven because I have not shown you my strength yet. Do you remember when Jambavan showed his strength? Anybody remember? I've told you this at least 1 million times I've told you this already. Huh? Oh yeah, you know. You always know. She knows the whole katha. In Dwapar Yuga, he was accused of hiding the Syamantak money. And Bhagavan Krishna went and fought with him for so many days. And then he revealed himself. They say, you know who I am. So the reason is because the katha is so important. When the gopis, when Bhagavan Krishna had left, how they say? Tava kathamritam tapta jivanam kavibhiriditam kalmashapahau. The gopis said to Bhagavan Krishna, if you disappear from us, how can we hear your katha? So katha is so important. And this is the reason why we are doing this katha, starting on the 21st of July, 2 weeks from now, starting on a Friday. Yesterday was what date? Yesterday was... Friday was what? 7th. 21st, right. So katha is very important, that we should come and listen to the katha of Bhagwan, katha of the Lord. And before I go into the medical talk today, I would just like to do one more bhajan. Mai ek nanna sa, mai ek chota sa bachcha hu, tum ho bade balwan.
प्रभु जी मेरी लाज रखो, नन्हा सा मैं एक छोटा सा बच्चा हूँ, तुम हो बड़े बलवान, प्रभु जी मेरी लाज रखो.
You see, when I grew up in Guyana, these were very popular bhajans. Right, Radha? All these. Anybody mouth who move, I don't have for Guyana. Anyone mouth who move when this bhajan is being sung, I don't have for Guyana. Right, Darshan? मैं
एक छोटा सा बच्चा हूँ, तुम हो बड़े बलवान, प्रभु जी मेरी लाज रखो, प्रभु जी मेरी लाज रखो, प्रभु जी मेरी लाज रखो, प्रभु जी मेरी लाज रखो. मैंने सुना है तुमने यहाँ पे लाखों के दुख टाले, मेरा दुख भी टाल तो जानो, चक्र सुदर्शन वाले. मैं एक नन्हा सा, मैं एक छोटा सा बच्चा हूँ, मुझ पे धरो कुछ ध्यान, प्रभु जी मेरी लाज रखो, 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 प्रभु जी मेरी लाज रखो.
Radhe, Shri Radhe. Last week I spoke about Alzheimer's. The week before I spoke about Alzheimer's. And the week before that week I spoke about Alzheimer's. Why? Because Alzheimer's is on an increase today. And the reason why I spoke so much about Alzheimer's is because if you know that someone is slowing up a little bit and you think they're getting forgetful, before you wait until they have full-blown Alzheimer's, one can do something about this, and it is not medicines. Medicine can't do anything about it. This is totally in your control. And totally you can do it. And it costs you less than what it's costing you now. But because it's free, and because you can do it yourself, you prefer to go to a doctor who will prescribe some nonsense for you, and you feel it will work. It's not going to work. The most important thing, Alzheimer's, is caused by what's called IR, insulin resistance. I've spoken to you about insulin resistance. I've beat it and beat it and beat it and beat it, but I still want to talk about it because it's so difficult for us to grasp. Insulin resistance is when the body has so much glucose, it's producing insulin, the insulin stops working. The insulin gets tired. So when you go to the doctor, what does the doctor do? He gives you more insulin. That insulin will work because it's fresh insulin. It will work. So I want to show you something on the diagram. If you take 400 calories a day, 100 grams of carbohydrate, 4 calories per gram, and you load up on your carbohydrate, let us say you take 1,500 calories a day, and if you can reduce that down to a little bit, you would not, up to 500 calories a day, you would not get insulin resistance. Insulin resistance comes when we overloading the circulation with carbohydrates, not necessarily glucose, not the sugar from a tea. Carbohydrates are, I explained to you, all the nice bread that you get, all the nice cakes that you like to eat, those of us who are from Guyana, pie tart and cheese roll, what a black thing, what you said, Chinese cake. When you eat that and it goes inside, it's immediately converted into sugar. But one of the things that I want to warn you all today mostly about is something called fructose. I talked about it. I want to talk about it again today. The fructose, what it does, the fructose goes into our liver, and there it is stored usually as fat, and the fructose is the worst thing for us. See, your table sugar is made up of half sucrose and half fructose. Fructose is what you get from fruits. And people always say, oh no, I eat fruits and fruits is good. Fruits is good, but you have to eat the fruits which are not producing too much of fructose. And fruits that produce fructose are usually things like banana, pineapple, what? Mangoes. Those of us who are from Guyana, we live in Canada. When we go back home, and if it's mango season, that's all you eat. Mango, I mean, the time before I had 6 mangoes one time, because the mangoes were so nice. They came off from the trees had the mangoes. They fall down from the trees, and they call them bird pick mango. They are the sweetest mango because they have the most fructose in it. And fructose is bad for us. Now, I'm not saying not to eat mangoes. I'm not saying not to eat bread. I'm not saying not to do that. Eat, but eat it in moderation. And if you eat it today, don't eat it tomorrow. And don't eat it the next day. Avoid it. because it causes what's known as insulin spike. And when insulin spikes in your blood, you get lots of insulin, and the insulin is terrible for us. When we have too much glucose is bad for us, because if you have too much glucose, what happens to you? You can go into coma. It's called hyperglycemic coma. You can go into that. You don't want that either. So what does the fructose do to prevent us from producing good insulin? It acts on our, I don't want to get it too fancy here. It acts on a part of your cell. But for those of us who want to know what the part of the cell is called, it's called mitochondria. Mitochondria is responsible for the production of ATP. No? Never heard of it?
No, I've heard it.
You've heard of it?
I can't remember.
You can't remember. You must listen to this talk then, because if you can't remember, this talk is for you. ATP. ATP is what gives us energy, right? The ATP gives us energy. So when the fructose goes into the cell, it dulls the mitochondria. The mitochondria does not produce ATP, and what happens to us that we get more insulin resistance because we don't want to act, we feel tired, etc., etc. You see, animals who live in the north, they know when winter is coming. This is nature's way. So what they do, around September, they eat all the berries because the berries have lots of fructose. When they eat the berries, the fructose go into them and they're stored as fat because they have to hibernate during the winter season. God is great. Nature is so great. So they go, they get fat, they go in their layers, and then they hibernate there. And that fat will be good enough to last them until spring comes around. So fructose is good for, and they get insulin resistance too. So insulin resistance is what is bad for us. And all of us must try not to get too much insulin in our body. What is the normal count for insulin? If you do an insulin, a blood insulin on yourself, it should not be more than 2 to 3 to 4 units. That's what it should be. A diabetic, it is 25 units because they have too much insulin on board. So this insulin, it dulls the mitochondria, it increases insulin resistance, and it causes low-grade inflammation. This goes and acts in our brain. I'm telling you this because I told you about a gene that causes Alzheimer's. You remember that? What? I wonder whether you all have Alzheimer's.
Yeah, we do.
I told you about a gene called ApoE4. Apolipoprotein 4 is a marker for Alzheimer's. Nearly half the world's population have that. But when it is paired, when that ApoE4 is paired, your chances of getting Alzheimer's is very good. So what do you do then? You try not to have fructose. You try to get less sugar, especially those of us who forget where their keys are. Some of us forget where our cars are. It starts like that. You forget where your keys are. I'm sure everybody here has forgotten where the keys are. That's not too bad. But when you start, forget what your name is. Your name. Forget about his spouse name. If you start to forget your name, then you are in serious trouble. And what this does, you see, people with Alzheimer's, they have lots of fructose in their brain. And the fructose make them hyperactive. You all have had children. When children eat sugar, what happens to them? They can't sleep. They're running all over the place. Right? Because they get an infusion of sugar. That's the fructose. So the fructose, you will see Alzheimer's patients, they always want to do something. They always try to do something. They always walk, unless in a very bad stage. But these are the early signs. And we have to get rid of the fructose in the brain because this is what causes the Alzheimer's. You all remember that? Sure. One thing I would like to talk to you before I go today is zinc. A quick word about zinc. Zinc is something that we should all take. One zinc tablet. We should all take. And get a good zinc. Don't get zinc from any cheap place. If the zinc is sold cheaply to you, you must know it ain't good. So where you get good zinc from?
Gift shop.
Shoppers?
Gift shop. Our gift shop.
Our gift shop? We have zinc there?
We did.
We had. I don't think we have them anymore. Do we have zinc there? Zinc is very important. Very important. And just go quickly, but it helps us with acute infections, alcoholic cirrhosis, alcoholism, anorexia nervosa, all these things. Zinc deficiency is caused by this. And when the zinc deficiency is caused by, you get all these problems, high dietary calcium to zinc ratio, etc. But next. You don't have the one, wait. Continue. No, that's it? Okay. But the zinc helps people with rheumatoid arthritis. People are taking pictures. People are taking photographs of it. You're moving it too quickly. People are taking zinc. Leave this. Zinc health benefits. This is very good. Acne and other skin issues. This is what I wanted. Brain health. See that? Brain health. Sleep quality. If you don't sleep good at nights. So many people don't sleep good at nights. And they want sleeping tablet. Don't take sleeping tablet. Try to take these vitamins. Vitamin D, zinc, walk at least 20 minutes a day. Walk 20 minutes a day. If you can do some weights, do some weights. As you get older, weights are important for your muscles. Zinc is good for the common cold. Zinc can help with diabetes and sugar control. Macular degeneration, that's something really, I forget about that. Pregnancy, but number 9 is rheumatoid arthritis. Zinc has some very good quality. So on your table should be zinc, vitamin D, K2, M, K7. Vitamin D, M, K2, vitamin D, K2, MK7. That K2 will remove calcium from where calcium is not supposed to be and put that calcium in your bone. For example, calcium from your brain, calcium from your heart, calcium from your arteries. It will remove those calcium and put it into your bone. Vitamin D, K2, MK7. MK7, because it's a plant derivative. There's an MK4 that is from meat, but that does not have the bioavailability like the plant-based K2. Anybody here on K2? You're on K2. You were there before I talked about it. You started before I talked about it. Anyone else on K2 here? Kotecha, you're not on K2? But why did you put your hand up, man? I told you to be a K2? Okay. Anyone who comes to see me, I tell them, these are the things. Medicine is not the way to go, drugs, etc., because it destroys your, what? Antibiotics and all the things, what do they do? Huh? Destroys your gut bacteria. And 90% of your problems come when your gut bacteria is destroyed. And the gut is responsible. Again, I'm telling you, I told you this 10 million times. The gut is responsible for your immunity. The gut is responsible for your immunity, and the gut bacteria, we have to keep it healthy. Gita Dhyanam. Parthaya pratibodhitam bhagavatam narayanena swayam vyasena gratitat purana buddhidam
Madhye Mahabharatam
advaitamitamvarshine bhagavate
Ashtadashadyayini
amba tvamadasalladami bhagavat
Gite Bhavadveshini
Nabostute vyasa vishala buddhim
Pullarvindayata Patra Netra
Yena tvaya bharata taila purnaha
Prajvalito Jnanamaya Pradipa
Prapalla parijataya
Trotra Vetrekapanaya
Jnana buddhaya krishnaya
Gita Amrita Duhe Namaha
Sarvopanishado gavo
Dugda Gopalanandana
Partho vatsa sudhir bhukta
Dugdam Gita Amritam Mahata
Vasudeva sutav devav
Kamsa Chanura Mardadam
Devaki parabhadaldav
Krishnam Vande Jagat Guru
Vishwadura tata jayadata jala
Gandhara Nilotpala
Salyagrahavati kripena vahane
Karnena Velakula
Ashwattama vikarna ghora makara
Duryodhana Vartini
Sotirna kalupada vairadir
Kaivartaka Keshava
Parasharya vachasaroja bamalam
Gitartha Gandotakam
Nana kyanaka kesharav harikatha
Sambodhana Bodhitam
Loke sajjana satpadaira haraha
Pipiyamanam Muda
Yad bharata pankajav kalimala
Pratvam Siyam Shreyase
Lokam karoti bachalam
Bhangum Langayate Girim
Yat kripatamaham valde
Paramananda Madhavam
Yang brahma varnelda rudra bharuta
Stunvanti Divye Savai
Vedai sangha pada kramo parashidai
Gayantiyam Samaga
Dhyanang vastita tatagatina manasa
Pashyantiyam Yogino
Yasyaltang navido sura suragana
Devaya Tasmai Namah
Gita chapter 15 verse 7. Very beautiful shloka, very popular shloka. Mamai vansho jivaloke jiva bhuta sanatanaha. Verse 7. Manash. You got it? Yeah, that's it. Done. Yeah. Manashastani Indyani Prakristani Karshate Mamaivansho Jivaloke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana Manashastani Indyani Prakriti Sthani Karsati. Karsati, struggling hard. So Bhagavan Krishna is telling Arjun, all living entities in this conditioned world are parts of me. Every one of us. Every single one of us, we are part of the Lord. We are all his ans. Ishvara, ans, Jiva, Avinashi. That was said in Ramcharitmanas. Every single one of us is a part of his ansha. That is why when you hate someone, you are hating a part of the Lord. All of us here, we have our hates, our likes. That's why we pray to Bhagavan Shiva. Name dvesha rago, name lobha moha. Take away hate from me, Prabhu. Because every person that is here, someone came to see me and then stopped coming. And because problems with family practitioner, etc. No problem. So he used to undergo an operation. So he came to see me again after 2-3 months. And I'm told I should not see him because, he just abruptly left on the bottom. So I just said, you know what? I am a doctor. I am a physician. That's one. 2, he came back to me because he wants some help. If look, I'm not saying that I am very good at 2 shoes, okay? I am not good. Let me qualify that first. But then I said, something good must have come over me. I said, he needs some help. And this is the attitude we have to have. We have to have this type of attitude. Otherwise, we will defeat the purpose of saying that we are part of that eternal being. This shloka is to remind us that we are part of that eternal being, and every being who is here is part of that eternal Lord. So when you hate that person, you are really hating a part of the Lord. If we can remember this, it'd be great. Our ego doesn't allow it to happen. And all of us have ego. I have the biggest ego. So I am saying the ego in us does not allow us to do that. Not only that, people are wronged us. What kind of man are you? Are you man or what? That's how they talk to you. To tell you that you should not. We should try to accommodate. We should try to accept wherever we can. If we don't like, we move. We have to move without getting involved. But some of us like to get involved all the time. So this is the attitude we must have. And this is what the Gita is saying. Hanuman Chalisa.
हमारे राम जी को राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान हमारे राम जी को राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान सीता राम 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 सीता राम 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 सीता राम राम राम
Hanuman Bolo.
ओ सीता राम 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 सीता राम 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 सीता राम 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 हनुमान राम जी राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान हमारे राम जी को राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान
Sri Guru Charana Saroja Raja.
निज मन मुकुर सुधार
Oh, Parano Raghavara Vimala Jaso.
जो दायक फल चार
Buddhihira Jana Janike.
सुमिरो पवन कुमार
Balaburi Vidya Deho Mohe.
हरो कलेश विकार हमारे राम जी को राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान हमारे राम जी को राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान
Jai Hanuman Jai Guru Sagar.
जय कपी सति लोक उजागर
Ramaduta Yadalita Baladhava.
अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा
Mahavira Vikram Bajarangi.
कुमति निवार सुमति के संगे
Kanchana Parana ध्वजा विराजे
कांधे मूछ जनेऊ साजे
शंकर सुवर्ण केशरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन
हमारे राम जी को राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान हमारे राम जी को राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान
ओ विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर
राम काज करिबे को आतुर
प्रभु चरण सुनिबे को रसिया
राम लखन सीता मन बसिया
सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा
विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा
भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे
रामचंद्र जी काज सवारे
लाए सजीवन लखन जियाए
श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए
रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई
तुम मम प्रिय भरत सम भाई
सहस बदन तुम यश गावे अस कई श्रीपति कंठ लगावे
हमारे राम जी को राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान राम जी को राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान
ओ सरकारिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीषा
नारद शारद सहित अहिषा
जब कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते
कवि कोविद कई सके कहाते
तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीना
राम मिलाए राजपद दीना
तुमरो मंत्र विभीषण माना
लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना
युग सहस्र योजन पर भानु
लियो ताहि मधुर फल जानु
प्रभु मुद्रिका मेरे मुख माही जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही
हमारे राम जी को राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान राम जी को राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान
अरे दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते
सुगम अनुग्रह तुमरे देते
राम द्वारे तुम रखवारे
हो तन आज्ञा बिन पैसारे
सब सकल है तुम्हारी शरणा
तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना
आप तेज सवारो आप
तीनों लोग हाँकते कापे
भूत पिशाच दिखत रहे आवे
महावीर जब नाम सुनावे
नाशय रोग हरै सब पीरा
जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा
संकट से हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे
हमारे राम जी को राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान हमारे राम जी को राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान
सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा
तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा
और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे
सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे
चारों युग प्रताप तुम्हारा
हे प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा
साधु संत के तुम रखवारे
असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे
अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता
असबर दीन जानकी माता
राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा
हमारे राम जी को राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान हमारे राम जी को राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान
तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे
जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे
अंतकाल रघुवरपुर जाए
जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई
और देवता चेतन धरे
हनुमत से ही सर्व सुख करे
संकट कतय विजय सब पीरा
जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलवीरा
जय 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 हनुमान गोसाए
कृपा करो गुरुदेव की नाई
जो सत बार बात कर कोई
छूटे ही बंदी महासुख होई
जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा
होई सिद्धि साखी गौरीशा
तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ जय महादेरा
हमारे राम जी को राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान हमारे राम जी को राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान
राम Sita Ram 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 Sita Ram Ram Hanuman.
Oh Sita Ram 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 Sita Ram 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 Sita Ram 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 Hanuman. Sita Ram 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 Sita Ram 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 Sita Ram 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 Hanuman.
O Pauradanai Sankataran Mangalamuratiru Ram Lakhan Sita Sahit Hriday Basav Surbu.
Sita Ram 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 Sita Ram 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 Sita Ram 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 Hanuman. Sita Ram 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 Sita Ram 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 Sita Ram 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 Hanuman.
Paurasut Hanuman ki jai. Siyamara Ramachandra Bhagavan ki jai. Today's Preeti Bhoj is provided by Radharani. Today, not today, but 2 days ago was her birthday. Radha, you look, kuch hai ki nahi bhai? Radha, please come. Radha has been working on temple for quite a long time. Come this way. So we ask Bhagavan to bless her. And her name is Radha Rani Raja Ram. Have everything in it.
बार बार दिन ये आए, बार बार दिन ये गाए, तुम जियो हजारों साल, ये मेरी है आरज़ू। Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday dear Radharani, happy birthday to you.
Very good. We won't tell him the number, right, Radha? No, okay. All right. Next is Bhagavad Katha. Starts on Friday, July 21st to Sunday, July 30th. 10 days this time, 2 sessions. And the older I get, the worse they're working me out. Anyway, so that's that. Those who would like to sponsor for the Bhagavad Katha, you can either speak to Pandit Bhoj, Tej, Janti, whoever. Shravan Maas starts tomorrow. So our breath, especially for Gujaratis, they really observe Shravan Maas. So tomorrow there will be lots of people for Shravan Puja. And we start that at usual time, 6 o'clock in the afternoon, and then 6:15 Abhishek will start. Yes. What was about Adhik Maas? Adhik Maas is on the 18th of July to the 15th of August. I'll have to explain that. That'll take another couple of hours to explain Adhik Maas. Hopefully I can do it next week. Outdoor Rudra Havan, which we do every year on August Monday, will be done this August Monday. Also, it's right under the trees. It's the most beautiful setting. Everyone has a Havan Kund. The Rudra is being done, and everybody to participate in Havan. It's a very beautiful thing. I think we should put this on social media so everybody should know about it. A marathon. Is Roy here? No. We are doing a marathon for dialysis. We did this last year, and we raised, because of Roy, we raised $200,000. Is that Prabhat is walking there with a stick? The picture there, is that Prabhat? Is that Prabhat? Oh, okay. That's Prabhat going on a marathon. You all don't know Prabhat. Who don't know Prabhat? Okay. And that's Pandit Bhoj doing it virtually on his treadmill. So there you are. We have a medical center downstairs for those who are interested. Next. That's it? Okay. Now we are going to close with Sitaram, and then, so you all, this program will be finished before 12 o'clock. to give Radha more chance to dance and so downstairs. And I don't like to keep the program too long. In any case, I was just thinking whether 10 to 12 is not too long, or we should cut it down to an hour and a half, because people's attention span is very small. But 10 o'clock, many people don't come by 10. They come usually at quarter to 12, so it doesn't matter.
Sitaram, Sitaram, Sitaram kahiye.
Jai vidhi rake Ram, tai vidhi rahi.
राम से बात में
तू अकेला नहीं प्यारे, राम तेरे साथ है। जय विधि राखे राम,
काहे बीत रही। किया अभिमान तो फिर मान नहीं पाएगा।
होगा प्यारे वही जो श्री
राम जी को पाएगा। फल आशा त्याग प्यार राम राम कहिए। चाहे विधि राखे राम, काहे बीत रही। जिंदगी की दौर सो हाथ दीद नाथ के।
महलों में राखे चारे, जो परी में बासुरे।
धन्यवाद निर्निवार राम राम कहिए। चाहे बीत राखे राम, काहे बीत रही।
आशा एक राम जी से, दूजी आशा छोड़ दे।
नाता एक राम जी से, जो जलाता तोड़ दे।
साधु संग राम अंग, अंग अंग रंगिए।
राम रस त्याग प्यारे, राम रस पिए।
श्री राधे गोविंद भजो भज श्री राधे
राधे श्री राधे गोविंद भजो मन श्री राधे।
हरे श्री राधे जय जय राधे।
हो राधे श्री राधे जय जय राधे।
श्री राधे गोविंद भजो मन श्री राधे।
हो राधे श्री राधे गोविंद भजो मन श्री राधे।
हरे वृंदावन में
राधे राधे
वृंदावन में
राधे राधे
नंदगांव में
राधे राधे
नंदगांव में
राधे राधे
बरसाने में
राधे राधे
बरसाने में
राधे राधे
विष्णु मंदिर में
राधे राधे
विष्णु मंदिर में
राधे राधे
विष्णु मंदिर में
राधे राधे
राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे
जय जय श्री राधे जय जय श्री राधे
सर्जन विसर्जन तुम्ही विश्व करता। तुम्ही विश्व ज्योति में हो प्राण भरता। तुम्ही काल के काल हो शक्तिधारी। स्वीकारो स्वयं वंदना अब हमारी। दया धर्म की मन में ज्योति जगाओ। जीवन पंथ मेरा प्रभु जगमगाओ। हरो पाप मेरे भरो भार।
शक्ति
मुझे नाथ दो अपनी तुम दिव्य शक्ति।
मुझे मोह माया के सागर से तारो, मुझे
मोह माया के सागर से तारो, मेरे काम और क्रोध को नाथ मारो। अहंकार मेरा हरो शक्ति दाता, अहंकार मेरा हरो शक्ति दाता, मेरा कोटि कोटि है वंदन विधाता, मेरा कोटि कोटि है वंदन विधाता।
ओम नमः पार्वती पतये हर हर महादेव। आरती।
ओम जय जगदीश हरे, स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे।
भक्त जनों के संकट, भक्त जनों के संकट जन में दूर करे। ओम जय जगदीश
हरे।
जो ध्यावे फल पावे, दुख बिन से मन का, स्वामी दुख बिन से मन का। सुख संपत्ति घर आवे। ओम जय
जगदीश हरे। मात पिता तुम मेरे, शरण ग्रह में किसके।
स्वामी शरण गऊ मैं किसकी।
तुम बिन और न दूजा,
प्रभु बिन और न दूजा।
आश करूं मैं किसकी।
ओम जय जगदीश हरे।
परमात्मा तुम अंतर्यामी,
स्वामी तुम अंतर्यामी।
पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर, तुम सबके स्वामी। ओम जय जगदीश हरे।
करुणा के सागर तुम पालन करता।
स्वामी तुम पालन करता।
मैं मूरख फल कामी,
मैं सेवक तुम स्वामी।
कृपा करो भरता।
ओम जय जगदीश हरे। तुम हो एक अगोचर, सबके प्राणपति।
स्वामी सबके प्राणपति।
किस विध मिलो गोसाई,
किस विध मिलो दया में।
तुमको मैं कुमति।
ओम जय जगदीश हरे। सबके प्राणपति। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। स्वामी सब कुछ है तेरा, तेरा तुझको अर्पण क्या लागे मेरा। ओम जय जगदीश हरे।
ॐ त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेव। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ द्यौः शान्तिरन्तरिक्षगुं शान्ति पृथिवी शान्तिरापः शान्तिरोषधयः शान्तिः वनस्पतयः शान्तिर्विश्वे देवाः शान्ति ब्रह्म शान्ति सर्वगुं शान्ति शान्तिरेव शान्ति सामा शान्तिरेधि। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। बोलिए श्री सद्गुरुदेव भगवान की जय। महालक्ष्मी विष्णु जी भगवान की जय। श्री